Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today we're looking at pick a card reading for your February ahead. There is a collective reading if you're wanting to see the overall themes I got as a card reader for February, but in this one I was looking for more specific messages for the collective. That being said, there's 3 piles to choose from. The first pile is this Fairy Aura Quartz. Pile 2 is this piece of magnesium. And pile 3 is this Lepidolite tower. Well, I was vibing with the purple, so there is a lot of purple choices for this card reading. If you've never done a pick a card reading before, you might want to take a few deep breaths, try to calm down the nervous system, get connected to your intuition, and then ask yourself if one of these piles has a message for you. And you might be drawn to an image on a card, a shape of a crystal, the color of the crystal, or you could even want to look in the description box below at the timestamps and see if one is standing out to you. Always check in with the reading. If it feels like it's aligning with you, take the messages that you feel are for you. And if you're not feeling like any of it is something you want to take on, then just leave it here on the channel and don't feel like you have to make it fit your life right now. So that being said, I'll let you choose your piles and I'll see you in your card readings. Hello, my pile 1. So you chose the Fairy Aura Quartz. I was feeling the purple vibe for this month as everything I chose was purple. So anyways, that being said, if you haven't listened to the collective energy themes for February, you might want to listen to the audio. It will have it linked in the description box below. In the meantime, though, let's just pull some cards asking what do you need to know for your February ahead. So let's start with the energies, archetype cards. What do you need to know? What kind of energy you're going to find yourself in this February? How one's love and light for your highest good. We have independent. Funny, you got a cat and there's a cat in the video. We have protector, and third theme we have visionary. Ooh, so you actually have 2 out of 3 cards, which are the same as what came through for the collective February energy themes. So that is something to take note of. You might really resonate with what is said in the February energies. And then just some guidance and suggestion cards. What? So many cats. What do you need to know about the independent energy you're going to find yourself in for the month of February? Play. Fresh air. Whoa. Okay. Well, we have that come through. We also are just going to be like, sorry, Millie. We need more room. Okay. Protector, we have acceptance, wedding, and cleanse and detoxify. And what about the visionary? What's coming through for just suggestions and guidance for the visionary? You have innocence, let your past go for it, and ocean. So just because there's so many cards, I will show them a little bit better as we discuss them. But for now, I'll just kind of leave them just kind of stacked on top of each other. There. Okay. So independence. We have you are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. So if you're going off of what we have here, play in fresh air, there is perhaps some time needed for some introverted time. Oh boy, Millie. And something else that comes to mind is perhaps you're needing a little time away to get clarity on trying some new things that you haven't tried before to get out of some frustrating cycles or frustrating patterns. So cat independence does sometimes suggest that there is a bit of a need of a time to be introverted, to take that quiet time to ourselves and kind of just do some reflecting. When it comes to with play and fresh air, I do feel like this is taking some time to just do, once again, some things that are for fun, making yourself feel more grounded. So if you feel better when you are, say, in a routine or doing something for yourself, like going for a daily walk or a meditation or going to a workout class or whatever it is, perhaps you do a morning knitting thing. This kind of feels like it's continuing off the energy of January, where it's like it's so important to take those small moments for yourself and just get some clarity on what you're needing, what feels good for you. Um, what can sometimes come through though is a little bit of a message saying you might be feeling a little more kept to yourself, in the sense of you might be trying to mentally figure out some solutions to some things in your head before you go and share them with other people. So I do feel like there's like a clarity piece coming in. I feel this is more towards the start of February, where it's like kind of formulating, deciding, and getting some clarity on what you want to do. And then once you're feeling more grounded in it, like you have the full thought figured out, you might start to bring it into others or community or family members, where this solution to a problem you're experiencing can be figured out together, is almost what I want to say. So if that doesn't quite make sense to you, what I'm seeing here is essentially like, say you're just feeling dissatisfied with some area of your life, like you're just not happy with it, it's causing you stress, or you're just wanting something different, then I almost feel like this is something where in this lighthearted time, this time where you're just taking a moment for yourself to get clarity, to really get connected to what you're wanting more of in life, you get that clarity and then you bring it into whether it is your workplace, your business, your partnerships, your family life, and you just kind of like start with self, get clarity, and bring it into the other. The other thing I want to say too is, so it says protector. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken the powerful force within you. You're meant to create blessings with your magic. So this is where I'm saying I feel like the kind of the moving in the next energy for you is going to be really starting to see that vision, get that clarity about what your action plan is, like what you're feeling called to. I like really have to say, I feel like this independent time, this playful independent time where you're just connecting to things you enjoy and feel grounded and your needs are met, that is what helps you really get established and have the energy to move forward with this. So when you see wedding come through in acceptance, this often talks about bringing someone else into the fold. So whether that is someone you're actually married to, it could be a business partner, it could just be the other part of the community that you're working with that you need to bring this into. So do remember, if it is like job dissatisfaction, wanting to change your role, would be bringing in those coworkers. If it is wanting a different dynamic in your romantic connections, it would be bringing this partner up to date, having the solutions, kind of that vision, sharing it with them, and having actionable steps that you're going to start taking. This does feel like someone who is ready to take action. They intuitively can see the vision and know where they need to go. This is like a concluded, decided on thought. Acceptance. This card is always interesting when it comes through because it talks about um, having to be able to accept that you have decided on one side of it, but the other people, persons, group, community does also have to agree to that as well. And just kind of having to leave it at wherever they land with it as well. So if they can't fulfill that need or move in that direction with you, or if they need time, then also honoring that. So as it says, see yourself and others through the eyes of angels with unconditional love and acceptance. So this talks about just meeting people where they're at and letting them have their own emotional experience of it. I do sometimes feel like this can talk about trying to bring a little more joy and then playfulness to this idea. So maybe when you're pitching this vision you have or this desire change you're wanting, instead of coming from maybe like a daunting perspective, try to be a little more lighthearted about it. Bring and point out the blessings of it, the advantages. So for example, if it allows more time for creativity for the group or for the partnership, letting that come through. If it allows for more joy or just fun activities, pointing that out and kind of saying, starting there, like, this is why I want to make these changes. Because it does talk about a little bit of understanding people are going to have their own emotions around it, and also bringing that lighthearted attitude. And so then we have visionary, which this really feels like to me is like actually seeing your actions through. So knowing that it might take a little bit of time, that it might be something that you're just starting actions towards, but starting to go for it. So cleanse and detoxify came out as also one of the clarifying cards for this. And this can often mean like if, for example, you need to declutter, organize in some way, revamp a schedule, make time. That is where this stuff kind of comes in. If this is relating to your health, then perhaps even decluttering your pantries of anything that you don't really want to consume anymore, or perhaps just making things in any way as possible simpler for you to be successful at your goals. So, schedule changes, house cleanups, closet, pantry cleanups, just really setting aside that time, setting yourself up for success. And as you're doing this, reminding yourself why. This is so that your future is easier. You're doing this for you. This is something that you are doing to create more abundance, energy, passion in your life, whatever your reason is, just connecting to that why. It does say that the cleanup could be a little bit emotional. So, whichever way you want to take that, it's just kind of what I'm seeing here. So, could just be like there's a bit of discomfort at the start, or it could just be that it's like hard to let some things go. It can be sad. There could be a bit of grieving, but overall, knowing that it is for your best. The other suggestions and guidance cards we had come through the ocean. This one talks about getting grounded, letting go of anything that is feeling heavy or is not your responsibility. Often comes through when it's like, don't over stress about having to control it all. Just take action towards what is in your realm to be responsible for, or things that you can actually control. And go for it. I feel like this is such encouragement saying, although you might be feeling like there's a bit of things to go through in a few steps, it's like just start taking actions towards it and you'll see yourself get there. Also, like there's cats in the background. So I do really feel like this month is going to have a few phases, like that really getting solid and certain in self, sharing it with the people who are going to be affected by it, collaborating with them, setting yourselves up for success, and then taking that action, making those steps a part of your physical reality, clearing out anything extra, making room in your timetables, those kind of things. Let go of your past.
Yeah.
The burden of carting your past around has made you wary. And then innocence, beloved one, everyone is guiltless. Truth as no one can alter the handiwork of perfection. So basically, this says lighten up and be easier on yourself. So this is where it's kind of getting the impression if there's something that's hard for you to let go of because you've really identified with it, you've put a lot of work into it, or it's just a pattern that you've had for a really long time and it can be hard to let go of. It's just saying, be easy on yourself. This is where it's saying some grief might come up for you, like actual grief, like change of identity, letting go of something, just letting yourself feel those emotions and know that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. And nothing that you did was intentionally like you didn't know that you were going to get to where you did with it. You didn't know perhaps that it was going to cost you what it cost you, or you didn't know that it would burn you out, or you didn't know that you'd eventually want to let it go. Whatever it is that's coming up for you, giving yourself that compassion and knowing that it's better to let it go now and step into this new energy than hold on to it forever. So once again, kind of an easier said than done thing here. We can just pull a few more cards, asking if there's anything else that wants to come through for your month ahead. We have energy work. So I'm trying to keep it at the shadow of Toby's face. Life can be electrifying because its very essence is energy. Your body is a remarkable energy field that will positively respond to living treatments. Your hands and heart are activated to give healing energy to your loved ones and clients. So this makes me think of just making sure that you're taking care of your own needs. Your own emotional needs often come through with energy work for me as well. Like I do feel like emotions and energies are pretty closely linked. And so if you're feeling like you need a little bit of support or a little tune up, maybe this is a great reminder to go and get like your Reiki sessions, acupuncture sessions, your little personal touch ups. It also can be encouragement if you're feeling uncertain about your work, that you are making an impact and you are someone who is helping other people feel calm, relaxed, and rejuvenated. So you take this as you need. Anything else that wants to come through? Guidance, Cupid. Oh, I love this. So whenever I see Cupid come through, it talks about that if there's anything that you're worried about in love connections, in just like could even be family love connections with kids or parents, that everything's gonna work out. I imagine when I was seeing this like protector energy coming through, there might be some things that are going to be challenging or nerve-wracking for you to bring up with, say, loved ones, family members, people that you do just actually have quite a bit of love and care for. And I like that it just comes through as a little confirmation that everything's going to work out okay. That it's always scarier before you speak a truth or a vulnerability, but at the end of the day, it's all going to work out. Says you can celebrate. So I love that. Celebrate love in all its glorious aspects. So I really, really like that. And joy. This is actually a really good thing to point out because as I was like looking at your card reading, I could see how a lot of it kind of seems a little gloomy, but the start of the month really is about reconnecting yourself to joy, to playfulness, to enjoyment of things. And I feel like ultimately your decisions and these vulnerable conversations you're going to bring to this loving community, partner, or relationships you have are going to be to bring in more joy for yourself and everyone as well in the situation. So, it is a reminder that more love is being called in. And ultimately, that's why these changes are happening, or you will feel called perhaps to make some of these changes and to just go for it because it is going to lead to more playfulness, lightness, and overall, I feel like joy in your life. There's so much pink coming in too. So, I mean, I always see pink more related to letting yourself receive more love in your life than anything else. So, if that's something you've been wanting more of, please take that as a confirmation that you're doing this to get and allow yourself to receive more love and support from the people around you. Lastly, end note, we have reward yourself. So, says you've been giving a lot of yourself lately and it's time for you to receive. Look at that. Another confirmation. I really do believe this is about you letting yourself receive more love from the people around you. So make time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balances the giving and receiving and is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistently high level. Let yourself receive. Beautiful. Beautiful. So there will be some challenges for the February ahead, but I overall feel like there's like some really big shifts to letting yourself essentially open your heart up a little bit more to others and receive just a bit more from the people around you. I think at the end of this month, you're going to start to feel a lot more connected to others and a lot more supported by the people around you, and perhaps even treasured and valued and appreciated to a different level than you've previously been able to feel. So I hope this brought some confirmations or some validations for you and some encouragement about your month ahead. And I hope to catch you another pick a card reading sometime. Hello, my pile twos. So you chose this piece of magnesium. And I was saying pile one, I kind of had a purple theme going on. So everything's purple this card reading. Okay, so let's look at your archetypes for the month ahead. I'm going to ask for 3 for you, all in the line for your eyes. Good, pile twos. What kind of energy are you going to find yourself in this February? Let's see, we got abundance, bison. Ooh, I love that for you. Okay, what other themes are you going to find yourself in? Archetypes, types of personality you're going to be put into, characters, whatever you want to call it. Nobility. Okay, this is interesting. This is actually one of the cards I pulled for the February collective themes, and miracles. Awesome. Okay, so first thing I want to say is just as I was shuffling cards, I was thinking how this is clearly not a natural stone. It is dyed. And I kept thinking, this is just like magically enhanced. Some people could look at it and be like, ooh, it's not natural. I don't like it. And other people look at it and be like, it was enhanced. Like the colors were made more vibrant. It was dyed, but I love it. And I kind of just thought, like, I wonder if this pile is going to be someone where it just feels like someone else is stepping in and just magically enhancing your life. So when I pulled abundance first, I was like, awesome. Nobility, I also love this because this means you're going to find yourself more in that like collective and energy of the month of February sooner than the rest, which is, I mean, doesn't mean anything bad or good. It just means you're going to kind of get through the lessons of February quicker than some others. And then the hummingbird miracles, which it kind of says so in its own name, like miracles are going to seemingly happen for you this month. So I really think this is cool. I think this pile's been working towards something for a while. And I think you're going to feel like literally, magically, it's going to be coming in this month. You're not going to quite understand it. I don't think you're going to try to like make logical sense. I think you're just going to take it as it comes and accept the blessings of it. So let's just shuffle some cards here. I always like using this kind of like clarity cards on suggestions and guidance for you for the month ahead. So please clarify the abundance for you this February, my pile twos. I'll light for your eyes. Good. Conscious steps, considered action, and looking forward. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I have to say, I think you're definitely embracing more of the collectives, like secondary energy of February. Like there was kind of like a challenging part that came through in the collective for February. And then the second half was like getting the clarity through some of the challenges, starting to get perspective, starting to really see what they needed to do to get more aligned, to get out of the struggle. I kind of think you're already past that. Like I think you're going to be getting through the struggle. So in my imagination is that you probably had a more struggly full January, and that's probably why you're kind of coming through this a little sooner, because your time frame was just in the struggle before the collective here. So you're kind of coming full circle. We have vision, intuition, receptivity, mental clarity. Yeah, so definitely lots here is saying like you're really getting clear on the steps you have to take to get through any challenges and come through things like it says abundance, like supported, your needs met with prosperity, with joy, with ease. You know, just like I always see abundance as like all needs met, and there's just an overall energy of feeling blessed, provided for, abundant in the sense of um, lots to be grateful for in friendships and just material gain. So I just feel like there's a lot here saying that you are thinking consciously. So I think you think about your impact, the impact you're going to have, what kind of steps make forward in alignment to who you want to be or how you want to present yourself. There's a lot here about like following your intuition and like really thinking things through. So I do believe you're quite connected to your intuition this month, as well as that logical brain is also on. So you're probably someone who's a pretty good balance between, we'll say, like the woo woo and the logical, the practical. I think those two energies are really coming into harmony this month, because both these cards talk a lot about being very grounded and centered. And even when you get a card that talks about stepping cautiously, I do just feel like it's like you're very aware about the right now. So this is great for solving conflicts, figuring out tricky situations, making hard decisions. There's just a lot of like decisiveness and discernment coming your way. Like you're just so present. Okay, let's ask for some clarity for the nobility card. We have balance, centered energy, and self-care. And let's pull one more to clarify. Whoops. A little scattered there. Ancestors, historical connections, and purposes. So whenever I see this nobility card, the elk, I often see it correlated with having learned from our past mistakes and being very grounded in the lessons that we learned from them. So it's like really, really like embodied lessons from challenges and past mistakes. And when I see historical connections and purposes, it kind of feels as doubling on that meaning of like, you know like your limits. You know how much energy you have to give to things before you have to pull back, or you'll get burnt out, or you won't have the energy for it, or something will like fall away. And it does talk about this month, although so much is going well, you might be tempted to overextend yourself. But then this energy comes in saying you're going to remember to limit where you're throwing your energy. So if there feels like there's so many opportunities coming your way, I do feel like you're going to remember to pause and choose a direction or opportunities that actually are in line with you and that are the most fulfilling for you. So this does talk about, once again, that discernment piece coming through. Remembering there's only so much you can do, even if there's a lot of opportunities coming in. Choosing what feels the most aligned. And like I said, can be making hard decisions sometimes. So lots of discernment for February for this pile. So let's just ask for some clarifying cards for the hummingbird energy coming in for you. We have Journey Guide, Travel, Change in Location. Ooh, that's exciting. And Confusion, many choices, uncertainty. Yeah, so let's just say the greatest challenge I think for you this month is actually I think magnesium is supposed to help with mental clarity, interesting enough. Trusting the intuition. That is going to be the biggest challenge, because I think logically there is not going to be a bad choice for you moving forward between some opportunities finding their way. But I do think there's going to be something that comes up. Well, you have to discern and choose which opportunity you want. So, for example, it could be choosing between the two different career opportunities that just present themselves, but they're during the same time frame, or one doesn't let you work for another company or something like that. I do feel like it's saying it might be a little hard for you to choose, because on paper they're both equally amazing. And that's where you're going to have to decide what is in alignment with you, using this, what you've learned from the past, what you know about yourself in the future, about what you want to go or where you want to go. So conserving your energy for the things or the projects that actually are going to be the most aligned with you and what you want to bring in your life. So you're kind of in this interesting place where I think there's going to be quite a few amazing opportunities that you're going to have to deny one of them. Any guidance coming through other than that for this pile? Letting go of urgency, surrender freedom from time constraints. So I kind of feel like this comes through a little bit about don't try to do it all. Don't feel like you have to rush your decision. If you're given that option, make sure you literally give yourself space and time to be able to think about it and come back and give them an answer. If the company wants you, or if that opportunity is there, I imagine it's not just going to disappear in a millisecond. So just letting yourself have the time to make those choices. And once again, so much about the brain and clarity coming in. So when I see resonant choices, I feel like it's saying choose what actually resonates with you the most. So if there's a job opportunity or a change in your life that literally aligns with the kind of person you are, your interests, where you want to move in the future, the direction you want to be surrounded by, what I mean by that is the kind of people, the location is matching the kind of place you want to be in, then that might be your answer. If it just is paying really great, or the opportunity has a really neat perk, but it's kind of one of those short-term perks, it might make sense to take the other one. But it's all going to be essentially up to you. And just choosing from a centered place what actually aligns with you the most. Here we go. Last card here. We have quiet mind, peaceful presence, mindfulness. Yeah, so there's a lot about trying to get out the extra noise from the mind and actually settling into what choice is actually going to be the most honoring of you, your values, your morals, your direction you want to take, the service you want to be of, the things you want to experience, what is actually the most aligned with you. So, very exciting time ahead for you pile twos, but I can tell you're going to have a bit of a tricky decision. This is going to be hard for you, I think, but ultimately I think you're going to choose between a lot of really great choices. And so I don't think you can really go wrong. It's just going to be one experience versus a different type of experience. And ultimately, you just take it one step at a time and you listen to that intuition the best that you can, where your intuition tells you you should go or want to go or which direction it wants to lead you. So good luck on this choice. Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. I feel like it's only going to be good things though. So wishing you the best, and I'll catch you around in another pick a card reading. Hello, pile three. So you chose the Lepidolite. We'll put it right over there. And we're going to start by choosing 3 archetypes you might find yourself in for February, the month ahead. If you want to listen to the collective energy for February, the link is in the bio or in the description box below. Lol, we're not on Instagram. We're on YouTube. So there's a description box. Anywho, I do find so far, or have found so far, that the piles have had at least one card from the February collective energy each. So you might find some messages there that resonate. So that being said, all in love and light, your highest good. What are 3 energies you'll find yourself in this February? We have community, B, your powerful creator. Ooh, I love that. Let's see, energy number 2 for you. We have Old Soul, walks through life with confidence and grace. And lastly, ooh, Patience. That is a great card, as I do feel like February is going to demand a lot of patience from people. So create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. I really love that. I do get an overall energy here that this pile might feel a little tired or fatigued by drama around them. Maybe it's like global drama, political drama, family drama, community drama, you name it. But I feel like overall this pile kind of has a little bit of haven't we learned yet vibe coming through. So when I see Patience, this card's often also closely associated with the Miracle card in this deck. And it talks about how sometimes you gotta wait for other people to grow and learn and see things from the perspective that you're seeing them. So let's just ask for some clarity for the B community card. Guidance and suggestions for pile 3 about what they can expect. We have Flower Power. That's so funny for a B card. Flower Power. Spend time with flowers, flower essences to increase your personal healing power. So you might be someone who actually, oops, sorry, dropped a card there. Who actually might, sorry, dropped another card. I'll pick that up. The other card I dropped apparently was Patience, please. So that's funny. A lot of patience coming from this pile. Flower Power, it kind of makes me think of homeopathy, or it could be someone who just actually works with essential oils, likes working with essential oils or actual flower essences. If that's something you already do, then take it as a confirmation. If it's something you don't, feel free to take that at your own interpretation. It does make me think a little bit more about essential oils. Than anything else. And then when I see other things here, like spiritual teacher, your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. Patience, please. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. So I do feel like there's a lot of energy around leadership coming from you. And I feel like you're going to find yourself having people looking up to you for opinions, reassurance, and guidance. This could be in work, is what I'm thinking, or in the community that you're in. I do feel like this is where you might feel a little tired or fatigued by having to re-explain yourself, or I feel like repeat yourself a lot. So I don't think it's going to be the same people. I think there's just going to be a lot of people looking to you, and you're going to be repeating the same answers a lot. I know that sounds kind of funny, but the other thing is with Flower Power is this could literally be referring to your own power, like your gifts at being able to see things and your ability to just understand or conceptualize things differently from others. And that could even be where the teacher is coming in, where it's like sharing with others kind of your insights or reflections or thoughts on things, and that other people might just generally appreciate the insight. Okay, I'm so sorry. We're going to work around Charlie's behind here. Okay. Thanks, Charlie. Let's just pull some more cards clarifying the Jaguar card. I don't think we want those. Okay, Jaguar card. A lot of cards are just exploding into this deck, and it does make me wonder about that patience thing. I feel like this pile could be experiencing just some really intense frustration, annoyance, or irritation sometimes with the general public or like people in general. You may like find yourself saying like, I don't understand people right now. I don't get how people aren't seeing this. Like, I just feel like there's like a little bit of like explosive frustration. So I take this as a confirmation if that's how you've been feeling. Okay, clarify some guidance for the Old Soul card. Oh my gosh, sorry. Now there's cars alarms going off outside. Yeah, I do feel like there's just like some pent up emotion. I think you have a lot of frustration. This does make me feel like you're just like tired of seeing patterns repeat or recurring cycles or poor decisions or something like that. And it's just like, you're just tired. You're like, enough is enough. I just like literally as I'm talking about it, I feel like I'm getting more angry about it. So I think this is something that might be really real for you. If you're experiencing this, this would be a confirmation this is your pile. If you're not, this is not your pile because it's a very dominant energy. I think you're already feeling it. And I feel like there's so much you see. Like you have two third eye cards coming out. Black Jaguar talks about having a sight, being able to see the things in the shadows that are coming that others can't. So it says easy does it. Your desires is within reach. So have faith as everything is working in your favor. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. So this does feel like you're preparing for something. You might be someone who's like guessing the futures of things, and I feel like you're preparing for a multitude of different things happening. This easy does it card really feel like comes in as like, it's okay for you to be able to see further than anybody else. You can see into the shadows, you can see into the possible futures, but remember that's just what they are, possible futures. They're not, there's no guarantee that anything in the forest is actually going to walk out towards you. It might just keep passing you by. And I feel like it's saying a little bit of relaxation and peace is really needed for this pile. And I would dare say, specifically for this pile, if it's resonating around the frustrations, anger, anxiety, just like it feels like a bunch of gross emotions bundled up in the body. Um, Maybe a therapist would be a really good one. I think you need to vent. I'm gonna say that. This is like someone who's like, I just need to literally scream at a hill or something because I'm containing it all. So therapist appointment might not be a bad idea. Letting someone have hold space for you while you vent, something like that. But it's pretty big. It's getting to be quite a little storm in you, so you need to get that out of you. And then what I like here is it says like trust that you are prepared and adaptable, and you figure things out as it comes. I think you kind of already know that, but I think it's like coming through as like you don't need to perceive every small threat that might be coming your way. You're adaptable enough that you'll see something coming when it's coming soon enough to take action to change it. So you can relax a little bit more. I feel like you're trying to see like 3 years ahead of you, but it's okay if you only see the next, say, 6 months ahead. Like that is plenty far enough. 3 years from now, you're gonna be in a different place in a year. You're gonna be in a different place in 2 years. So trying to act now for 3 years from now, it's not that there's no purpose to it, but you're probably gonna have to take a lot of changing steps anyway. So it's like focus more on the 6 month window, maybe even a year window, but maybe let go of the 3 to 10 year window of having to perceive all threats. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think it's kind of overdriving you. I think you're kind of getting to a mental overload. So try to like let go of that to the best of your ability and just look for the things that are coming in the year or less window. I know I'm saying that and I'm like, good luck trying to do that. Wishing you luck with that. Patience. Create a place in nature's stillness to be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Patience will bring you rewards. So sitting some things out is going to actually be the answer. They'll just resolve themselves is what I'm getting for some of you who are like really trying to like overanalyze or over strategize solutions to some things. I literally feel like some things are literally going to resolve themselves. So take that as it makes sense. And let's just ask for some clarifying cards. We have winter and your wish is granted. Ooh, so what you've asked for is coming true. And then I love that we have a time frame. The answer to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So if you're watching this as a release, sis, I mean, we're kind of in the winter months. I mean, in my country. So I would wonder if it's saying you're going to get answers way sooner than you think about what you're trying to work around, about clarity, about the future, about where you're going, about whether this is like political or global stuff going on for you right now. You're trying to figure out. I think it's saying you're going to get more clarity around it, the directions things are going to take. I want to say by April. I know April's technically spring, but I just think around Easter is going to be quite a different time, and you're going to see some things take changes. So I don't know. This feels good. I have to say, it says your wish is granted. So whatever you were betting on, gambling on, or hoping on, I feel like that's going to come in for you the next few months. So I mean, remember, you got 3 cards saying be patient. You have taken the actions you can. Be patient and sit it out and see what happens. So, once again, take that intuitively as it makes sense to you. I'm going to ask for any other guidance or clarifying cards for this pile for the month of February. Oh, well, we have marriage, pregnancy, and be yourself. So, this be yourself card is really awesome. It's like you kind of like just are adaptable. You're going to figure things out. The situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. This talks about you've got all the solutions to rely on yourself just as you are. I also feel like if some of you are feeling like you need to like do a bunch of other things, I keep kind of getting be patient and you'll see that like things are going to solve themselves. But please, once again, take that with a grain of salt to your situation. More or less take this as follow your intuition about what you feel like you're supposed to be doing right now. Not the ego fear, but like what you're actually feeling like that collected, grounded version of yourself is telling you to move towards. Marriage and pregnancy. This is great. So pregnancy can literally mean a child, but more often than not in card readings, it talks about what you've been working towards, like coming into fruition. So like the seeds you've planted, what you've been working towards, having that what's the word? My mind is just forgetting words all of a sudden. Having the reward come through. There we go. Having that effort come through and be rewarded. I don't know why suddenly I can't speak. And marriage, this is great. So this talks about celebrating basically collaborations or other support systems coming through. This could literally, once again, be marriage proposal or something like that. But I often see it as saying, like hardships are over and you start to find this support and community and partnerships, whether it's in work, in companies, in romance, in friendships, you start to see that support come in that you were kind of needing. And this does talk about more joy coming in. So whatever this partnership is, it does alleviate some stress. It does actually bring more joy, more fulfillment, and more time for yourself and play. So that's actually really exciting for you. You know what? This is kind of an interesting pile because I can see February could be still quite a frustrating, emotional month for you. I'm not sure if getting a card reading telling you that things with patience are actually going to change and work out for you is going to make you really feel that much better. Because more often when I see a card with patience on it means the more quite tired and done you are with feeling a certain way. Like you're wanting change, you don't want to have to keep enduring it. You want to see something change in the reality around you. So I can understand how this is emotionally charged month, but trusting that things are going to ease up by the end of this winter season. I think by spring is what I keep kind of thinking. But once again, take that as it makes sense to you. And I do really feel like there is a lot of people looking up to you. Like your input is very well valued by the people of your community. So that is very interesting. Imagine this pal finds yourself in a leadership role or a mentorship role quite often. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in another pick a card reading sometime.